So today we are going to do the Moomin House number 77. So let's see what we have today. Hello puppy. She's just trying to get tissues from my pocket. That's all she's after. As much as I said last time that we're going to do two walls today, we're not. We're doing one and then attaching it, so it's exactly the same as the walls we did last time. But we're also going to be making some bread. I'm going to be doing it slightly different than they say, but I'll go through that in a second. Anyway, today we have about the flower horse, and a very pretty horse that is. You always think the first love is the last, and the last is the first. So, yeah, there you go. And that's the thoughts from the flower horse. So it's obviously a very lovey-dovey flower horse. Maybe that's why it's flowery. And then we have, let's see, you can't see a thing. Life in a New Place. No idea what that would be about. I would try and pronounce this, but I'm not going to. The lighthouse on Sudasar Island. I'm sure it has. Missy, will you stop clawing at me? And then we have what we're going to be doing today, which takes me into the pieces very nicely and clay. So a couple of things on this. All right, so these are the wood pieces. No problem. We have more sticks given to us, even though they say to keep the other ones. We also have some string, which we won't be using today. These are the ones that I have from last time that I kept. I'm sure they're going to be plenty for the three little things that we're going to put in, so I'm going to pop those in there. We also get given clay, which is great. It does say after use to put it back in the original container and keep it sealed. Well, it would be easier if it was a sealed container, easy to do. So I'm going to put it into a food storage bag, I think, when it's done, because we're not going to be using much of this. They also say to cut a template for the bread at 1.3 centimeters to draw around to make your bread, and to put a hole in it with a straw. But when I look at the picture of this bread, let me get to the right page, we can see that the hole is actually really quite small. It doesn't need to be as big as a straw. So what I'm going to be using is the paint from what they provided me at the beginning, because I don't really use the paint. Leave. Sorry, she's got my belt. Using this to colour a little bit of the clay, which we have to knead into it. And I'm going to be using one of my wire nuts that I have, and this one measures at about 1.3 on the inside. So I'm going to use that as my cutout, because that will be easier. And then I will use the end of my crocodile clip here as the way to make the hole, to thread the straw through. Sorry, she's being impatient here. And then I'm going to thread that through with a needle and to hang them up. But we don't hang them until next time, so they have plenty of time to dry, which is great. All right, so we will start on the frame. We will need some wood glue. I don't have a window to make, so I'm feeling pretty confident about this one that we can get this right. So bear with me, and I will be here in one tickety-boo. Oh yeah, I said I would let you know which wall excuse me, which wall we're doing. We are actually doing this wall here, the one on this side, so the opposite of the one with the watering can with the drawer. We are doing this one, that has the door to the porch, so that's the one we're doing. So I'm guessing that this one and the one on the back will be the ones with the magnets, which is why we only have metal pieces going in either side right now. That would be my guess. These also look quite a bit bigger walls. Hoping we do them in one go and it's not like two extra pieces, because that'd be annoying. But let's see what we get when we get that far. All right, thought I'd let you know that. Be back in a tickety-boo with the pieces ready to rock and roll and clamps to hand. All right, so puppy's gone out. She's quiet. We like this. I took her for a nice little walk, so that's always a good thing. All right, let's get this started. So again, I'm going to push all this to one side. Now do go careful. In this bag, not only do you have the metal pieces for the side bits, these ones, you also have some nails. The nails I think we're going to be using with the string, so try not to lose those ones. You're going to need them maybe in, I want to say 78. Hopefully they don't get us to hold on to them for weeks and days and things like that. Weeks. All right, okay, onward. So I'm going to put those to one side because we don't need them quite yet. And also those ones there. So we have a different piece here. So this is slightly different put together than previously. So we are starting with a number 6. Again, we have the short and long ends. You'll see it better that way. So this one here is slightly longer and this one here is slightly shorter. So with the shorter tab upwards, we are going to put in 2 3s, and we are also going to use this one with the shorter one upwards. Numbers pointing the same direction. Whoops, as I change it around. Actually, that doesn't work, does it? Let me just see. Am I just going nuts? Yeah, the same direction. I was going crazy. All right, let me get those other ones out the way. Come back here, paper, so we don't get glue everywhere. So we're going to need our wood glue. Just get those in position and get that going. My puppy's on the move, always makes me worry. And the glue will just go into these 2 slots here. This one here, and this one's going to join up with the other one. And like I said, I did try it on the house, so I know where it's going. I like to kind of put it on the house because if there's any bowing or anything like that, then we can fix it. Numbering going upwards towards where it says the short end. And get a small clamp for this. Ooh, probably on here. You can't see a thing anyway. And just make sure that I am putting that in the right position. I am. There's an extra one right over there, so I'm guessing that's where that new piece will come to that we haven't kind of had before. Just going to use the smaller clamps when I can find another small one on these pieces. And no doubt they will get in the way and I will have to move them. And again, numbers pointing upwards like so, so that everything's pointing in the same direction. Get those in. And a small clamp here. And where's another small one? They are running away from me. And here. Oh, come on, stay. They're always loose, these things. I actually wonder if I should just super glue them on so that they stay in position. Okay, and then we are going to put the number 7, which is the new piece, on the end here, and the ends here are the same, so it doesn't matter, and they are going to go in this one, and again with the number towards the inside, so opposite to how I'm trying to do it. So the only one that's going to be in the way is that one, so let me put that on from this angle, and then we'll be probably sticking pieces together. Yes, we are. Just looking ahead here. I'm hoping this one's going to be quite a simple one. Famous last words, she says. And just pop that in there. Make sure it's all the way down. And wipe off the glue, but overall it's probably not really going to matter. And have I run out of small ones? Ooh, I might have. That might be the only small ones I actually have near me. Alright, so those are done, and I'm going to put that to one side, kind of in the sun, because that's near me. And then we are going to start on these ones. So first of all, we want strip F1, which is this one here, and on top of it is going to go F3. So it's going to have the holes going downwards, and that's going to go there. And we are aligning these notches right in the middle here. That's the important part of this. So I'm going to get that done. yeah, let's glue this piece. Just avoid gluing around the holes, because when you go and put it all together, you don't want to have the holes blocked up. So many things I can say to this. Hey. Right, and again, probably don't need anywhere near the amount of wood glue that I've put on there, but that's what we have. So make sure the middle notches here are lined up like so, and just clamp them together. I'll do what you normally do, and that the ends particularly are lined up. I had one which was slightly off before, so, and although wood glue is doable to undo, one wants to try and avoid it if they can. Just go and put these on here, one in the middle here. These are the bigger clamps, and line that up here too, which has gone slightly off of alignment. Maybe there's a little bit of a bow. Oh, maybe I'll put the middle one on last. I think the middle one actually pushed it all out of alignment, to be honest. And then one here, and that can, it still looks a little bit out of alignment to me. Bit of pressure there. Wondering what the puppy was doing. She's chewing on a toy, so it was something meant for her, which really does make a change. All right, put that to one side. Right, and I made it all noisy there. And then we are meant to put it with the other part of the frame, but I'm going to wait a moment and get this one done. So in this particular case, you're going to put the ones with the holes on the top. So again, that's the piece I'm going to glue, and you want the numbers all upwards. And then we just put it all to adjust. We put it all together. So technically, this is probably the easier part. Although I'm not envisaging any problems with the clay. I actually think it might be quite fun to do. All in, and again, you're just going to line up those middle ones. Make sure they're lined up, and your ends here. And again, you can wipe off the glue if you would like. Well, I will actually get a thing for this, because this is where it's going to go on the house, and what you probably don't want is loads of glue built up on there. Let me get this end on first. And then I'll get this cleaned off. So I'm going to do what I did last time, put the, if I can leave it, put the ends on first. And this window, wall part rather, is going to, windows, I've got windows on my brain. This wall part is going to be in the middle of the two, so I'm guessing next time we will do the other one. And that moved. Had a bit more strength in my hands, I'm sure I could hold it in spots better than what I do. Well, it's all gone skewy. Oh, this one doesn't want to move now. I feel like I've got glue all over my hands. Right, you stay. And then you stay. I have to start tanning it off. Oh, I can't get this one lined up. This one moved again. A little bit. Alright, that's better. It's a tiny bit out, but it is still better than it was. How much difficulty can you have doing this? That's what I get for saying it's a simpler part of the build, you know. Alright, that's finally done. Now I'm going to pop one in the middle for good measure. Right. And of course this will all line up when you put it all together anyway. Alright, so let's bring back this other piece. On the first side we did. It's not, wouldn't have taken totally. It hasn't been long enough. It takes about a good 20 minutes for this wood glue to dry, which just as well it's not, because it's definitely moved on this one. So when we get it on here, we should be able to work it out. And this will go on the longer end, like so. So let's get some glue in that, and that will straighten everything up anyway. Oh, there's a hole in there. Need to be much more careful. Let's make sure it is the right way. Yep. And we will clamp this new part, and that will make everything line up better anyway. So if you don't clamp it until this stage, it's probably fine. Let's make sure it is all down and give it a good clamp. Making sure everything's facing the right way. And it's still a little off on this side. Okay, and then I believe we will just put the top on and then work on these magnets. So I kind of want to do this before it's set, so if I mess it up, well, it's not so bad. And you want the holes towards the top. So again, numbers all in the same order, and we will be putting that on here, here, and here. So it goes on the smaller end. Just checking myself here. Of course I got it upside down so you guys can see, so it looks the wrong way to me, but it is the right way. Oh, let me throw that on the floor. Oh, puppy, that's not yours. And we can clamp that. Just make sure it's all the way in. I'm knocking the middle ones out, I can see. That's okay. And last one. Right, you can put a bit more glue in there. It's come out. Where's my clamps? Lost them. And while this does set up, put a small one in here. And while this all sets up, then I'm going to do the metal on the end pieces, as we normally do, it seems. And this will sit for a little bit, and then I'll join it up probably after doing that clay. I might do it before. Yeah, we'll see. See how we feel, eh? And this one here, which is a little bit harder to get at, she says. Maybe through the bigger area would be a smart move. And like this, I'm going to put that to one side and put these magnety things in, which, just checking myself, we'll do like we did before. Get it, all the glue in there, then get the metal in, and get that clamped down, and then we will get it on the build. Where did I put me, you know, doobly what's it? There it is, this thing. Okay, so like I say, when you open this, do go careful. You do not lose those nails, because you will be needing them. And I'm going to put mine back into the plastic and put that somewhere safe. Hey, there we go. Get rid of that. Okay, so let's start with this. I'm just using wood glue. It seems to work quite well on these. Maybe I should get my tweezers out. Actually had to clean my tweezers this morning. They were very gluey fired. That's straight. Just make sure you get them in very flat. I hope these really hold the walls well. It doesn't seem much to hold them, does it? I suppose it's got 6 on each side, so I guess maybe it's okay. Alright. Tweezers till they're ready, because it's fighting me. It's another beautiful spring day we have today, so the weather's very pleasant. But here we have a lot of rain coming for a whole week. Whether that's true or not is a whole nother story. I'd like to say my source was reliable, but I don't know. I know when I first moved where I am, it rained for like 3 months solid. Drove me crazy. Right, gonna put that to one side and now grab our pieces back and just take these off for a moment while we glue them in. So, which one's going where? Let's have a look here. So 4 will go on this side. That's 4. Will go in here. With the magnets on the outside, of course, not the way I was trying to do it. So let's get that sorted. And you can see there's a load of clips here. And unlike the last one, this is totally flush. You don't have a little bottom piece protruding through. And I'm glad I'm doing it while it's still wet, because it's kind of not 100% lined up here. So I'm just going to make sure that's there. Come on. And this middle piece has come out, as you can see. Probably because I'm putting pressure on it. Well, we will just put it in afterwards. We'll get this on. Too many clamps, probably should have just left it. But hey, we're doing what we're doing. We started and we will finish. Just make sure they're pushed all the way in. A thicker clamp here. Maybe if I have it a bit closer to me would be a good move. I'm going to leave that to one side. And we're going to do the clay before we start even thinking about putting it in the other thing. Okay, I'm going to come back and do this piece in a minute. And then I'm going to take these ones off as well. And put our other piece on with the, let's see, numbering pointing in this direction, like all the rest. Right, I've got so many clamps here. Let's tidy up. It's looking quite the pickle. Right, let's try this. And then we go back in and put that other piece in, and you too. But that's okay, because these big clamps, make sure it's on the right way and the right way around. These big clamps will hold both of these because they're quite close to each other. There we go. I have a little one here with the right way up, thank you. And a bigger one at the bottom. So I want to make sure that we have everything lined up. And a small one in the middle here. The small ones will cover both as well. So I'm just going to check to make sure that that looks alright, and it does. So now let's deal with you. I filled up my glue and it's almost gone again. Just make sure you have it round the right way again, so that all the numbers are facing the right way. So that number, this one, the numbers face opposite, but this one it faces the right way. Right, let's get a big clamp on here too. Hold on a second, just checking myself. Or is it the other way? No, this one's definitely facing the opposite way to the others. And then I've run out of big clamps, so I'll put this little one here. And do I have any more? Oop, yeah, let me throw that at myself. I can't get the angle. I really should just glue these. Okay, that's close enough. Right, I'm going to leave this to one side now before we start messing around with those dowels and stuff. Alright, so what they want you to do, they have it nicely in a little tube and say take 1 centimetre off of the tube. So it's like by 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre. So I don't have that, it's stringy stuff. So I'm going to guess, and that's to make 5. So I'm going to guess that this will kind of work. And then it says make it pliable by basically by squishing it, and put this back in its original bag so it doesn't go off, and seal it. Well, I don't have a sealable bag, it didn't come with one, so I have to have this one from, I think it had my little glue stickery things on. Anyway, this is quite pliable even. And then you're going to add some paint and knead it all the way through. Now I'd imagine you only need a tiny piece, and you want it to be bread colour, so it's going to go all over me, of course. Then I will wash my hands. Now it also says when you come to roll this out as such, that what you want to do is put it between a A4 pocket file thing that you have, or people have, which I don't have. So it's come out a pretty good colour. It's a little bit marbled still. So let me carry on. It did not need much paint at all. So I'm going to try it with greaseproof paper. I'm going to wash the dye off my hands while I can. One sec. Alright, so I'm going to give that a go. Get everything off this paper that shouldn't be there. And basically this should do, according to them, 10. And it says press it down with like one of those plastic squares that I had in school, which I also don't own. I don't own a lot of the tools for this. Let's see if we can peel it off, shall we? Yeah, that's not too bad. And then it says to go over it, this is crafted toothbrush, not mine, with like a toothbrush to do a pattern, I guess. I don't think I'm going to get 10 out of this. On both sides, so it has little dots all over it. Something like that. I kind of like the swirling effect, just means that I haven't rubbed it in as much. I don't think I'm going to get 10 out of this at all. We will see. Okay, let's put all that to one side. And then, like I say, they do say to do a circular template. I did not do that. I'm just going to use a lid, which I never thought about how I'm going to get that out. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get as many as I can out. I may have to do another. Probably doesn't come out as neat as if I was using a blade to do it. Like that one doesn't look very neat at all, does it? But do you think if you make bread that every single loaf is going to be perfect? What do we think? Do we think that's the way? And then it says dust. Oh, there it is. Dust. It says baby powder on it, but I did not read that, so I went and got myself some normal, just flour, basically. How many do we think we're going to get? I'll get you. Ooh, let me get my blade to get you out proper. It's a new blade, so it should be alright. I'm sure these are probably thicker than theirs. Just get them as round as you can, I think. Alright, let me go ahead and get 10 of those, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Alright, they are not perfect, but I got them. I did get all 10 out. I re-rolled. I have to say that I don't think the I actually had that much over, so not bad. I actually don't think the toothbrush effect did anything. And now all I'm going to do is use my crocodile clamp to put a hole in it. And they do say a straw, but when I look at the picture, it's not. I mean, it's much smaller than what a straw would be. So if I can kind of show you here, this is what they suggest it will look like. And if I was using a straw, that would be a lot bigger in the middle. Sorry, escapee. I have no idea how long this stuff takes to dry, by the way. Maybe that's why they provide the information in the next issue. I don't know. And one of those dowels that they gave us this time is smaller than the others, so I'll have to look at that. Just make sure it goes all the way through. Like I say, it really doesn't have to be perfect, unless you're a perfectionist. I kind of think myself to be reasonably one, but one thing that crafting has taught me is there's not a place for me in perfectionism. Many of you will probably get this perfect and you will have a wonderful response outcome. For me, the Moomins are going to have slightly different shapes and size spreads. So maybe if they're hungry one day, they can take a bigger ring. And it has a name that I can't pronounce. I'll show you the name when it's done. Right, and then all it says is sprinkle over some baby powder. And because I can't read, obviously, just making sure that all of them do have holes all the way through. It looks like it. Yep. So I did get flour, so I'm just going to sprinkle some flour. I absolutely dolloped that first one. Sprinkle some flour on both sides so it looks like it's just come out. I'm going to just turn them over. Well, that didn't even work, me getting the other sides. I thought I was being really clever then and I'd be able to get the other side. Anyway, so it kind of looks like that, which I'm alright with. I'm going to leave those, put them to one side. Wash my hands again. But this is what they're called. It's actually in Finland. So let's see if I can point you to the right wording. It is down. Let's get this close to you guys without making you seasick. Here. That word. So, good luck on your pronunciation. I'm not even trying. So their paint came in handy in the end. Like I said, I actually did used to use that paint right at the beginning for the floors and what have you, but then I started dyeing them instead and that kind of worked a bit better. Alright, so let me check out this frame. Put these to one side. I'm going to leave them on my windowsill in the sun for a while. And like, no idea how long they take. I'm assuming they're going to harden up. It's clay. Alright, I'm just going to take the whole paper and do it and throw away this leftover flour. Alright, I'll be back in one tick with the frame. Okay, so let's get all these clamps off. It should be good enough. Famous last words, of course. Could have gone down a little more. We won't be needing these anymore. Until next time. So yeah, I thought we were going to finish this wall today. Not so much. Okay, so they want you to put dowels. Now, like I said, I had dowels left over, so I would be using that one first. But there is one which is thinner than all the rest. So I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it well. But this one here, it's a slightly different shade, and gosh, it's really is not much smaller than the others, a little bit, so I think it's this one. So I'm going to put that with the nails and the string so we don't mess with that. Okay, as before, what we do is we cut this into small pieces and stick it in here. And you want to do the one with the frame from issue 76, so we're going to put it into this one here, which is all done, and with the wording up right here, and we're going to stick it in these 3 holes. Gosh, I can't get my camera right angle at all. 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to break a piece off, and I can see that immediately that will be too big. Break this one in half, maybe. Okay, and we're going to stick them in, and then, wow, this one is off too. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get this done because this was done last time. Oh, I can clip it in there. Probably not going to stay there. Ooh, can I get a clip on it with doing what I'm doing? Maybe. Okay, just needed pushing down a little more, was slightly off there. All right, with the numbers from, this is from issue 76. You put your dowels in, if I can get the glue in anywhere near the direction I'm trying to get it in, would be great. Got to love shaky hands. And then pop these dowels in. Let's see. I think they're all going to need trimming, but we will put it together to have a look. And of course I probably should, what's the name file them down. I should probably pick them up with my hands. I'd probably have more luck than using the tweezers. That one decided to disappear totally. And then I think that's just a part of one. And there's a whole one. Put that in there too. Just put them in there. So this middle one is definitely shorter than all the rest, and I don't think that will need trimming. However, I do think that these others will. So I'm gonna, this one looks really small. I think I'm just gonna get another piece. Let's put you with my little trash pile that I got going on to go in the bin. I'm just going to cut a small piece off. That middle one just looked too loose in there. So it could be that that little bit of wood I found came from one side of it. It's still really loose. But I think it's roughly the right size. So let's get these a little bit shorter. Maybe without taking them out would be good. I mean, it doesn't, this just adds a little bit of extra connection, but it doesn't need the be all and end all. So I'm going to put these two to one side, safe for next time, because we will be needing it. And then this is the wall that we made this time, and we are just going to marry them together with wood glue. And you want to make sure that it is really flat. I should test it really first, shouldn't I? But I didn't. Avoid these slats here, because that's going to go on the house. And this still doesn't look that down, does it? I'll revisit that in a moment. Get you off a second. Remember, wood glue does take quite a while to dry. I'm going to do that after. I'm going to get them together and then I will worry about it. So again, you want all the numbers facing the same way, and to marry them up, so just make sure all the dowels go in to the place they're meant to, and hopefully they sit down straight. Where's my tweezers? This one's, there we go. So you just want to make sure that it's totally flat and together, otherwise it won't work. So I'm going to then glue them with the bigger ones. That was, I actually heard it click. What do you know? So the bigger clamps that I have are slightly stronger. I mean, I know that they're stronger because I have difficulty even opening them, as you can see. I'm just checking to make sure that the numbers are all the right direction, and they are. And I'll put one in the middle, and then this will sit on the house until next time. Quite excited to see actually how that bread turns out. I reckon it'd be pretty cool. So this one is still not 100% there. Let me move this because I kind of want to get in there. Maybe if I could do this. You know what? Choose a smaller one. That would be much more sensible. Wow. Okay, from this angle then. There we go. Now we can carry on doing what we were doing. Maybe. Let's move this one along as far as we can. And it comes off. And I can feel this one coming off here. Okay. And I can go, make sure that those are all together. Goes like that. And then I'm going to put this to one side for it to dry, put it against the house so it stays there until we do the next issue. Alright, all put to one side. Goodness, I got super glue and all sorts over my hand. Next, we have issue 78 coming up, and I'm guessing we will be finishing this wall. Like I say, we're working on this wall here that you can't really see, so we're going to have a window like this coming up. This window I bet will be next. Yeah. And we will join all three pieces together, so we are going to do the last version, and we're doing the veranda window. And I don't know which one that will be. This one, maybe? That one, I'm guessing. Yeah, they're calling this veranda. Oh, you can't even see. Calling this veranda. So that's what we're going to be doing next time. Is that one. And I see that's veranda, so it's actually going to have two windows. I am so sorry on this because I know I struggle so much with the windows. Let's pray that I get them right this time. I'm thinking that what I'm going to do is when I come to this piece and the windowsill, is I'm going to put the windowsill, attach it to this piece first, and then I know which way around it goes. What do you think? Maybe a good idea? We will see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Any comments are very much welcome. I will try and get back to you as soon as I can. If you would like to send me any messages, you can email me also at oakleyhour@outlook.com. Again, I'll try and get back to you. Please do like and subscribe. It really does help the channel massively. It keeps me going. If you've got ideas for some other models, not necessarily part works like the moon in here, but like the individual ones that I also do, then that would be good. This will be coming to an end. I have up to, I think it's issue 90 or maybe even 95. So once I've caught up, then I will be doing the Snoopy house as well, which kind of looks cool. I will say I have done the first 2 issues, which is very small and very quick. A lot easier and quicker than the Moonin build. It's kind of almost click to fit, to be honest with you, with a little bit of glue here and there, which will all be super glue, which is not my favourite, but I probably won't be using it. I'll probably use some other glue. Anyway, do take care of yourselves. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you are learning through my mistakes. Although today's wasn't too bad, was it? I mean, just came up with different ideas of doing the clay by using something else to use as a stamp rather than cutting a piece of paper, which would be a disaster from my point of view, and also then using something else to make the small holes through it. And I will be interested how long that takes to harden up. All right, take care, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.